Okay, so now we're starting on states or phases of matter, page 4. I'll make sure you write that up there. Let's go to the anticipation guide. Okay, so a little bit different. We're only doing one question. True or false? Evaporation is the process when gas becomes a liquid. True or false? Back to the notes. All right, so first thing we're going to look at is kinetic theory. If you've ever heard kinetic energy before or potential energy, this kind of is involved. And so kinetic theory, it states that atoms attract to each other at some point, yes. Particles are in constant random motion, as you can see down here, and they bump into each other. And the amount and how fast and how many times they hit each other is affected by temperature. So the hotter the temperature, the faster they move, the more they hit into each other. The slower they move, the less they hit each other. All right, so what does that have to do with phases of matter? Okay, so the state of matter depends on two things: how fast those particles are moving, kinetic theory, and how strong the attraction is between those two particles. And so right here, as you see increasing energy, how fast they're moving as it increases, you have solids, then liquids, then gases, and then plasma. All right, so solids. Solids is a state of matter which the volume and shape of a substance are fixed. So it's a fixed shape, fixed volume. And what you're going to see is the particles, they're vibrating. They're really close to each other, but they're vibrating. That's all they're doing. Fixed shape, fixed volume. And then you've got liquid. So it has a definite volume. Like there's a certain amount of volume there, but they take up whatever shape they're put into. So no definite shape. And as you can see, there's a little bit more movement, right? Like it's moving around. They're packed, but they're kind of like flowing. The particles are flowing. And then you have gas. So there's no definite shape and there's no definite volume. They go wherever and fill up as much as possible. And the particles, as you can see, they're moving freely. They're like all over the place, wherever they want to be. And then you have plasma. Okay, so plasma is a state of matter that consists of a superheated gas with an electrical charge. That's how you get like plasma balls. All right, so phase change of matter. Matter exists as either a solid, liquid, or gas, or plasma, and can change from one state to another with adding or subtracting of heat. For instance, melting, the first thing we can do is melt it. That is when a solid becomes a liquid. It's usually when you apply temperature. Then you have freezing. You're doing the opposite. It's when a liquid becomes a solid, as you can see by my bubble. Then you have evaporation. So that's when you heat that liquid that is just melted, and then it becomes a gas. So like water vapor. And then the reverse of that is condensation. Remember clouds and condensation? It's when a gas becomes a liquid. And that's like what you would see on the sides of glasses. Okay, so here's some fun facts. Oh, I love this stuff. So sublimation is when a solid goes to a gas directly. So this is dry ice right here. You could see this in mothballs. And this is zinc being added to I think iodine. And it goes like that real quick. So the opposite, which I didn't put on here, is called deposition, which is really cool, where it goes from a gas straight to a solid. And caffeine does this, where you can get it, if you get it just the right temperature, it'll go right back to a solid. Also, examples of plasma include stars, lightning, fire, fluorescent lights, and that are in our classroom. All right, quiz time. I would do states of matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, what is the state of matter that does not have a definite volume or shape? It's a gas. What is the state of matter that has a definite volume but not a definite shape? This one's a liquid. What phase change occurs when a liquid becomes a solid? This is freezing. What phase change occurs when a solid becomes a liquid? This is melting. And last but not least, what phase change occurs when a gas becomes a liquid? This is condensing. All right, let's go back to the anticipation guide real quick. Evaporation is the process when gas becomes a liquid. This is false. It's the opposite. That's condensation. All right. Summary. Describe freezing, melting, boiling, and condensing in your own words. So melting is the process when a solid goes to a liquid. Freezing is when a liquid goes to a solid. Boiling is when a liquid goes to a vapor. Condensing is a vapor going to a liquid. How do particles of matter move towards each other? When matter is melting, freezing, boiling, condensing, particles are moving. So as it goes to a solid, it is slowing. As it goes to a liquid, it is moving faster. All right, if you have any questions, please ask me, and I hope you guys have a nice day.